Hello everyone, welcome back to Chapter 1 channel. Today I'm going to talk about a movie named Wonka. Spoilers ahead. Willy Wonka, a hopeful magician, inventor, and chocolatier, arrives by ship in a busy new city at the start of the novel. In the biggest market in the world, he hopes to open the biggest chocolate shop. Armed with 12 silver trinkets to finance his goals, Willy goes to Galeries Gourmet, a posh chocolate market, to display his masterpieces. However, he recklessly wastes the majority of his money while exploring the city, leaving him without a place to stay. He ends up on a bench that night, getting ready to spend the night outside. While sitting there, a large man named Mr. Bleacher approaches and warns Willy that staying outside in the cold could be dangerous. Bleacher kindly offers him a place to stay and leads him to a hotel owned by a stern woman named Mrs. Scrub. Both Bleacher and Scrub seem hospitable, offering Willy a drink and a room for the night. However, Mrs. Scrub informs him there will be a fee for his stay. The cost seems fair, so Willy agrees. She then presents a contract for him to sign, which she describes as a simple formality. As Willy hesitates, a young worker named Noodle quietly advises him to read the fine print. Unfortunately, the contract is lengthy, and trusting the owner, Willy skips reading it and signs. The next day, Willy heads to the town square to introduce himself and his chocolates to the locals. He presents a unique creation called Hover Chocks, made with a special ingredient from a flying insect. His demonstration grabs the attention of 3 local chocolate shop owners, Arthur Slugworth, Fickle Grubber, and Prod Nose, who each try the Hover Chocks. Although they secretly enjoy the taste, they mock it as the worst chocolate ever. However, they soon begin floating as the chocolate's magical effects kick in. Unfazed, Willy continues selling the Hover Chocks to the enthusiastic crowd, and soon everyone starts flying. In the middle of the confusion, Willy is forced to leave when a cordial policeman named Affable shows up and tells him to stop selling chocolates on the street. Mrs. Scrub gives Willy a ridiculously large bill for his stay, billing him for every small expense, when he returns to the motel. She says that he must work at the hotel for years in order to clear the debt because he is unable to do so. He later encounters other victims of Scrub's swindle after she shoves him down a laundry chute. They include a plumber named Piper Ben, a former accountant named Abacus Crunch, a telephone operator named Lahi Bell, and a failed comic named Larry. They start planning their escape together. Curious about the chocolate, Noodle gives it a try and admits she loves it. However, she grows sad, knowing she may never get to taste it again. This sparks an idea in Willy to start making more chocolate, and he promises Noodle a lifetime supply as his new friend. Meanwhile, the police chief secretly enters a church and is led to an underground lair by a corrupt priest, Father Julius. There, he meets Slugworth, Fickle Grubber, and Prod Nose, collectively known as the Chocolate Cartel. They view Willy as a serious threat because his chocolates are not only delicious but also affordable, undercutting their profits. Fearing their monopoly will crumble if Willy gains traction, they bribe the chief with a hefty stash of chocolate to eliminate him, by any means necessary. Back at the hotel, Willy and Noodle create a clever distraction. They convince Scrub that Bleacher is a wealthy aristocrat while tricking Bleacher into believing Scrub secretly has feelings for him. At the same time, Willy builds a machine using discarded parts to speed up the laundry process, giving the overworked staff some much-needed relief. Noodle volunteers to go with Willy to the zoo, where she once saw a giraffe, after he notes that he needs giraffe milk for his next recipe. Distracting a guard, Willy enters the enclosure covertly and hypnotizes the giraffe with special mints so he may get the milk. While returning, Noodle shows Willy a ring that she wears around her neck and that has the letter N etched on it. Noodle is the moniker Scrub given her due of the ring, she explains. She tells Willy that she wants a real family and a house, and he says he will help her make that happen. Their moment is interrupted by the police officer, who warns Willy to stop selling chocolate in town. To drive the point home, he shoves Willy's face into a basin of water. Undeterred, Willy returns to the hotel and updates the other workers about his plans. Abacus cautions him about the chocolate cartel's stronghold on the town, revealing they not only control sales but are involved in illegal activities. Speaking from experience, he details how they dilute their chocolate and hoard the excess in a vault located beneath the church. The vault is heavily guarded by Father Julius and countless chocoholics, making it nearly impossible to access. The monks, aware of the risks, agree to help Willy sell his chocolates without interference. Willy begins by using his giraffe milk macaroons to boost a man's confidence, helping him impress his girlfriend. From there, he sells other unique treats while evading the persistent police chief by escaping into storm drains. However, the chief quickly catches on and stations guards to block his escape route. That night, Willy sets a trap for a mysterious orange creature that has been stealing his chocolates. The plan works, and Willy meets a small, peculiar dwarf named Lofty. Lofty reveals that Willie once stole cocoa beans from his homeland, Loompa Land, devastating his life. To make amends, Lofty demands payment in chocolate to return home. However, he tricks Willie, knocks him out with a frying pan, and runs off with his chocolates. In the meantime, Noodle is seen working with Willie by the chocolate cartel, who are spying on him. Slugworth enlists Scrub and Bleacher in his evil scheme. Noodle assists Willie the following day in obtaining a storefront in the town square where he can sell his crafts. With much hoopla, Willie opens the store and displays a variety of gorgeous candies, such as chocolate trees, edible flowers, and clouds. The crowd is initially ecstatic, but they soon notice a strange side effect: hair changes color and grows quickly. Willie learns that a substance known as Yeti sweat has tainted the chocolates. He tries to warn everyone, but the mob becomes enraged and turns on him, demolishing the store. Chaos ensues as an enraged customer cuts down a chandelier, sparking a fire that burns the shop to the ground. Devastated, Willie sits in the ruins of his dream when the chocolate cartel approaches him. They offer him enough money to pay off his and his friends' debts to Scrub and Bleacher, but on one condition: he must leave the town and promise never to make or sell chocolate again. Heartbroken, Willie agrees and boards a boat to leave. Later, Lofty reappears, insisting that Willie still owes him. During their confrontation, Willie notices a mark on his hand left by Slugworth's ring. Shockingly, the ring resembles the one Noodle wears around her neck, suggesting a connection between her and Slugworth. Realizing that his friend might be in grave danger, Willie resolves to take action. Willie decides to abandon the boat and head back, but when he informs the captain, he discovers that the cartel has rigged the boat with dynamite. Luckily, Willie and Lofty jump overboard just before the explosion destroys the vessel. Meanwhile, Scrub releases Abacus, Piper, Lahi, and Larry, but she informs Noodle that Slugworth has paid her to keep Noodle as a servant indefinitely. Willie reunites with the group, and together they devise a plan to free Noodle. Once she's rescued, they decide to break into the chocolate cartel's vault to expose their criminal activities and ensure Noodle's safety. In order to frighten Father Julius and the monks at the church, the group uses the giraffe from the zoo. Willie and Noodle enter the subterranean vault covertly while the distraction is going on. But they are apprehended by the cartel, and Slugworth points a gun at them. He discloses the startling fact that he is Noodle's uncle. He was meant to care for her when her parents passed away, but he left her with Scrub while pretending she had passed away. In order to acquire the family's chocolate riches, Slugworth planned this complex plot. Slugworth attempts to eliminate Willie and Noodle by locking them in the vault and flooding it with chocolate. Just as they're about to drown, Lofty arrives and rescues them, motivated by his desire to ensure Willie pays back his debt. Outside, Slugworth, Ficklegruber, and Prodnose try to escape the church, but Willie and Noodle emerge with a ledger detailing the cartel's illegal activities. Officer Affable takes the book and discovers the police chief's name among the guilty parties, leading to the chief's arrest. As the cartel attempts to flee, they begin floating uncontrollably, effects from hover chocks Willie had secretly given them earlier as part of his plan. The delayed reaction causes them to float like balloons, making their escape impossible. Willie activates the town square fountain, revealing a massive stash of chocolate the cartel had hidden. The townspeople eagerly sample it, enjoying the treats made with Willie's ingredients. Later, Willie reflects on his journey and takes out the last chocolate bar his mother made before she died. Inside is a note reminding him that what matters most about chocolate isn't how it's made but who it's made for and shared with. He shares the bar with Noodle, Abacus, Piper, Lahi, and Larry, solidifying their bond. In the following hours, Willie and Lofty head to an abandoned castle, where Willie plans to create his signature confections. Lofty admits he isn't eager to return to Loompa Land due to his lack of popularity there. Hearing this, Willie offers him a job in his new chocolate factory, which Lofty happily accepts. Willie starts the chocolate factory that would become his famous enterprise. So, this was the movie named Wonka. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. Thank you. Take care everyone.